my name is Trisha, and you are watching The Comments Below. Or maybe you're listening to, but if it's a YouTube podcast, then you are watching The Comments Below.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Comments Below. We're a YouTube drama podcast, and oh boy, it's doing it. We started this podcast, honestly, in the middle of a drama desert. And
Drought.
Drama drought?
Yes.
And now it is drama. Did I say this same exact thing last time? I don't know. I guess I'm just so excited.
No, I think last time we were like, oh, well, Trisha's acting up a little bit.
Acting
but
up.
But it's still not a lot yet.
It's just... No, for real. When we started... Because we were always talking about YouTube, and then we were like, well, let's start a podcast. Then we started a podcast, and I feel like everything just like... There are little things going on, but like this is what...
A lot of Shane stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I feel like we've been waiting for. Mm-hmm. I'm Matt. With me, as always, is Courtney.
Hi.
And Elena.
Hi.
And, okay, I mean, let's get on our swimsuits and wade into that tea.
Gosh, so much has happened. I've literally had people text me and be like, you guys are going to talk about this on the podcast, right? Because, like, I don't know. And these are people who aren't even necessarily, like, avid YouTube watchers. But all this drama, like, bled into mainstream media. And people are like, Elena, what is happening? And I'm like, just got to save it for the podcast. Right. But I think the big thing that happened that was definitely in mainstream media was more of the James Charles and Tati
So the
drama.
last time we... podcasted. Tati was the only one that had really said anything.
She made the exposed video, crickets from
Bye,
James
sister.
really.
Basically, he made one little cry video.
His little apology video, but he was MIA.
Yeah.
And everyone had an opinion.
But the main opinion that James Charles nasty.
Right.
And then
horrible.
he lost a bajillion.
How many followers or subscribers did he lose?
I think he lost 3.
Yeah.
Over 3
subscribers.
million.
3 subscribers.
That's a lot.
And then she gained 5 million subscribers. She I think doubled.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
I think 5 million would be cool. Like, not even to gain 5, just to have
5.
Right.
the 5 would be
It's
nice.
insane.
You're going to get there.
I got to start a YouTube channel first.
Yeah, that.
So, but step 1, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, a lot. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so...
don't even know where to start,
Well,
honestly.
no, it's difficult because so much has happened.
So much has happened. So everyone was just tweeting, their opinion. I don't know if we mentioned on the last one, but like James made some sort of also like an apology via Instagram story, saying like, oh, like I really am sorry. Jeffrey tweeted quite a bit his take on it.
He was
called James a predator.
Yes,
he was Team Toddy.
He was Team Toddy, Hot Toddy. And Shane posted something where he was like, hey, like, I'm not trying to get into this drama, but I've actually been taking those Halo Beauty pills, and it worked.
Now, that's the one that...
Yeah, that's Tati's
That is
vitamins.
that's Tati's, okay.
Yes. And now I want to try it because, like, he posted, like, a before and after of, like, a month using it, and he had red blotchy skin, which I do as well. And it was all nice and cleared up.
Interesting.
I
But he's also
want
been
it.
using makeup at the same time.
Yeah, but it was
For the
makeup
first
free.
time. Okay, yeah, well. I've seen those
Maybe.
Insta pics,
Right.
No makeup, no filter.
Instagram versus reality.
Right.
And
I know PewDiePie was one of the kind of first, like, maybe this ain't what it seems.
a James apologizer.
A James apologist, yeah.
Yeah, no, he definitely was. Gabriel Zamora, not Gabby. Gabriel Zamora, he's friends with James, and he was very vocal about. We didn't really talk about him the last episode, but Tati mentioned him in her video and was like, "Hey." Gabriel's been very vocal and like he was there and he was in on these conversations where we were confronting James and he's standing by being complicit to James' predatory behavior.
Okay.
So Gabriel actually tweeted that PewDiePie video and was like, and then Gabriel also went on Snapchat and was like going off on Tati, saying like, why would you say X, Y, and Z? Saying that her timeline that she put in the video didn't match the actual timeline. But yeah, PewDiePie posted a video and was just like, this seems like a lot.
And like promotion, right? Like
Yeah.
she's using it to promote her vitamin, well, just in her whole brand. And
Yeah, definitely. He was just like, this could have been done offline.
Right.
Yeah, just going along with that.
Okay. So that is still sort of wave one, right?
Right.
That's all part of that.
Yes.
So then what happens?
I don't know what does happen next. James puts a video, right?
Wait. Doesn't the busser say
Oh,
something?
yeah.
Oh,
So
we got
the
the-
server posted a video saying, like, pretty much confirming Tati's video.
Right.
That him and James, like, talked.
But now
I
Keemstar
don't-
seemed to think it
Keemstar.
totally exonerated James
No,
because
it did, because the busser said he was bi and they made out for
Right.
hours. He was totally cool with it, and he's the
1
one
hour.
whoa for an
for
hour.
and 1 hour.
Wasn't
and
that long.
he's the one that DM'd James.
Yes,
first.
he was the first one.
Also, James, worst kisser he's ever kissed.
That's
Too much tongue.
Too much tongue. And that's weird because I say, can there be enough tongue?
Well, I mean,
I'd say so. Yeah.
yeah. I actually,
no.
you guys might need to have a talk.
Uh-oh.
But I mean, you're really gonna kiss a bad kisser for 1 hour?
That is
Yeah, I don't-
interesting, especially when you're not even sure if that's something you're attracted
Into?
to. Come
Right.
on. Come
And they
on, Busser.
cuddled and watched a movie.
Come on.
Come on. Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
and he DM'd him first. And he's like, oh, I was flattered. But he said that he DM'd him because he told his sister about it. And his sister was
Right.
like, oh my God, you have to DM him. It's James
So
Charles.
his sister's the bad. She's the bad guy in all
Yes,
this.
she's forcing him to do this.
Yeah.
It's part of her plan. So he makes that video and is like, yeah, I wasn't into it. And James just wouldn't like get the hint that
That's what he said.
Yeah, he was like, I told him that I was straight, and he was like, no, you're not.
Oh, right.
But he said he was bi.
Yeah,
In the
but then he said
DMs,
that.
Well,
right?
he was bi curious.
Yeah, and then he said now he's not.
in DMs, he was like, I'm not. And then James was like, yes, you are.
You're definitely not straight.
Okay.
So that happens. And then Tati releases another video saying
Why I
did it. And she explains that she never wanted any of this to blow up the way it did. She still loves James a lot.
I'm sure James feels the same way.
Yes. That if she could take back the 5 million subscribers that she gained to erase all of this, she would.
Okay.
Yep. And that there's another big point. Oh, that she tried to schedule a meeting with James through a YouTube rep. Like
Okay.
like a middle ground thing, like at YouTube headquarters, so they
Why?
could talk about things.
What?
Yeah.
I watched that video. Man, I tell you, these
It's
like
so
40-minute
much.
videos are very hard for me to
It's
not
like all they are nowadays.
zone out. Yeah,
Definitely.
and
They're taking a page from Trisha's book.
Right.
Well, it's great. Well, whatever. I mean, it's not great that they're having a bad time, but like, I like it and everything. But man, it is just difficult. So, and I was telling you guys right before this, work has been a little crazy right now. Got a lot of projects going.
Cray.
So I'm not saying like, oh, I'm so stressed out, but like work is, what's the word? I'll just say stressful because I can't think of another word, but that sounds a little
Is
dramatic.
it like overextended or something?
Well, I'm more stressed out at work, and listening to this stuff while I work
It's
is
not
like
working.
hard to do. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't. take
Right.
more on top of like trying to get this stuff done.
Yeah, I would agree. Because, like, normally I listen to these videos as, like, a podcast style while I'm working. And,
Right.
like, work has been a little crazy for me, too. And I, like, have not had the time. Like, usually I'm on top of it. Like, day it posts, it's watched, I have notes, I'm ready. But I had to, like, fill them all in today. Like, I mean, like, squeeze them in.
Impossible. And then like a thing I noticed is that so I'll watch a Drama Alert to try to be caught up, and I'll watch Drama Alert, and I feel like I mean I don't really care for Keemstar. I think he's kind of a big old butthole, but he usually does a pretty good recap. But in a lot of this stuff, I feel like he feels differently than I do.
Yes,
So
he
he's-
definitely is biased.
He's recapping it, which he doesn't claim to. Does he claim to not be? He can't, right?
I don't know.
He's definitely biased. But he recaps it, and so he'll recap something, I go watch it, and then I go, oh, that's not what I
Exactly.
got from that. Because like
Yeah.
we were saying, we watched his thing about the waiter or busser, doesn't really matter.
Busser.
I think it's Busser, but
He's too young to be a waiter, I think.
We watched Keemstar talking about the busser, and he had a different take on it than even James Charles' video, because James didn't seem to think that was pro James.
Right.
But Keemstar, his video was like, James isn't canceled now because of this one.
And he did not say anything about how the Busser said he was straight and James said that he wasn't straight.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I didn't even, because we didn't watch the actual video, we just watched the
Keemstar.
Keemstar. So I didn't know that he said that. What? That's a kind
It's
of a
a
big
big
deal.
part.
Why
Yeah,
would he
right.
not? Why would he leave that out?
Yeah. Which, I don't want to fast forward, but like James does address that in his
Right.
video.
Well, that's a hard thing too, right? Like, how do we? I mean, it seems like we're going chronologically, but it's hard
Yes.
to go like, do we do that or do we like
yeah.
talk about the thing and then here's what Jeffrey said about it, here's what James said about it, here's what Tati said about it, and I don't
Yeah.
really know.
And it's hard. And it's hard. Yeah. So then Tati, releases that. Yeah. She wanted to meet up with him.
Call him,
But like
what the
at
hell?
YouTube headquarters, and
She's scared of him.
and she was like,
Yeah,
and,
what?
she was like, and James doesn't want to.
Sure,
Kind of left it at that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if James is a bad guy here, which
Yeah.
I have no idea anymore. I really
Me
don't know what
either.
to think. But like, yeah, no, I don't want to meet with you. Like,
Well, James tried to get a hold of her for like a full week after
Yeah, so
his
that's- yeah.
Ooh, where's-
Sugar Bear promotion.
Sugar Bear hair.
Yeah.
What?
He literally tried to contact her for a full week, and he was texting her husband, like all kinds of people, and she would not fucking get back to him.
Yeah.
and that's Sugar Bear. Who?
Sugar Bear hair. So the Kardashians eat
Right.
so that their hair's so long.
And that's the thing that he promoted.
Yes.
Because
Over.
of
Right,
Coachella.
right. But,
So-
but she, okay.
She does that video, right?
The why I did
Tati,
it.
why I did it. And then James 2 days ago, it says, releases No More Lies.
Okay.
And this has all the receipts.
Right.
The thumbnail had like a bunch of iMessage screenshots, and I was like, yes, I love this. The whole time I was playing, he like puts it up quickly, but I was like pausing, and I was
Right.
like, I need to read his full apology. Like, I want to read everything. You might as well have made like a Google folder for all of us
Yeah.
to
Sure.
reference.
So you have watched the entire
Yes.
No More Lies.
Gosh, yeah. I
Where
have.
do you what?
I don't know.
how-
I think that both
who's the
sides.
sniveling
I
worm?
think both of them are sniveling worms, but I feel like I don't know how to because okay, so James releases this video. He did acknowledge, like he did say that it was like wrong of him to promote
Okay.
Tati's competitor, but that he's saying he didn't realize it till later. So, but I'm like, that's wrong still, because like this is your best friend and like someone. I'm sure you guys have had like conversations about Sugar Bear hair, saying it is a direct competitor.
Right.
And Tati mentions in her video that it's not even just a direct competitor of like clothing brands, right? Like, oh, say I want this brand and this brand. You could buy both easily.
Sure.
But when it comes to these hair vitamins, you can like OD on certain like I mean not die, but like
Well,
you just wouldn't.
You're only gonna take one.
Exactly, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, and so it is a lot more of a competition than normal. But also, he is 19 and young. Like, I don't, like, I feel like maybe his immaturity has
Yeah.
something
He
to do
just
with
wanted
that.
an artist
Security.
pass for
Coachella.
And he's
Tati
19
was-
years old, so he'll do anything to get it.
Yeah, and so that's where I'm at, is like, I think both sides are in the wrong for all of this. I
So
don't know.
does it seem like Tati was mad about this, so she decided to scrape up everything that's ever like irritated her about
Mm-hmm.
him and turn it into a big like
Exposed.
because
Yeah.
it does seem to me like it's 2 or 3 or whatever people looking at the same situation from different angles. Like, if you just cover up a
Yeah.
little bit of it, it does look bad.
Right. I think she's like had a lot of things built up, and like
Yeah.
his success has definitely been exponential the past couple years, especially from when she first knew him.
Sure.
And I think she's had all these frustrations and just watching him like get a bigger and bigger audience. I don't think it came from jealousy, but more of like, hey, you forgot about me, like the person who not necessarily made you, but like helped you so much.
Yeah.
And now like I never get to see you anymore and stuff. Because he even like shows screenshots of like he was trying to contact her even via Instagram DMs when she wasn't replying, and he was trying to apologize. And like I think the last one was like them talking about like, I miss you, like haven't seen you. Like, I'm sure he's off doing all these things, and she's like, cool. Like,
But how old is Tati?
I think she's 30 something.
30. She got kids?
I don't know.
Doesn't really matter. My point is, you're a 17-year-old that hung out with this lady, and now you're like living a life. Like,
Yeah.
I sort of get not going to hang out with your.
Mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
he calls her mom.
I don't know. I mean, I get it.
I get it.
It's hard to not be a little bit like, Tati, it's like a kid, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I think she was
19.
just jealous. Really? Like,
Green
I
doesn't
mean,
look that good on her, huh?
right.
Yeah, or right, like I mean, maybe she really felt like this was a financial. I don't know.
I think a lot of it was just like what she said was like betrayal. Like she
Yeah.
felt like even if he wasn't doing intentionally, which she kind of like alludes to that like, oh, you had to have had this contract beforehand with Sugar Bear Hair. And like he pulls up the receipts of like him last minute at Coachella being like, hey, Nikita Dragon, like, can you get me with your rep because
I
I
see.
need security. And I think that she just feels betrayed that he didn't think about her
Right.
in
No,
this instance. But he says like in his apology, and I remember watching the Sugar Bear Hair like swipe up Instagram story he posted. He was like, yeah, like Sugar Bear Hair is great and known for their hair, but they just came out with these new sleep vitamins, and like that is not a direct
Yeah.
competition to her. And like he says in those texts, he's like, I tried to focus on like the sleep things
Right.
so that it wasn't a thing, but like again, it's still her competitor.
It is interesting too. Like when Tati's video came out and like everyone's reaction to it was like, it was just, whoa, man, James is terrible. And I sort of
James's canceled party.
right. I felt that way, and I did watch Tati's video, and I kind of went away from it, going like, wow, whoa. But like the more time that goes by, the more I'm kind of like, well, what did she even really say? I mean, the like predators. Well, did she ever say? I don't know if she said directly as a predator, but she said the stuff that he would like make people feel uncomfortable, and that's pretty bad. But then you've got like the waiter, busser, sorry, kind of being like maybe not.
He was into it.
Yeah.
So like James shows their DMs, and like the kid admitted to this too, that he
Right.
DM'd first, but James like really went into their DMs, and the kid was into it. I mean, like he even admitted that like the restaurant that they worked at is like high scale, upper scale. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Big scale, large scale. It's a fancy restaurant.
Just enormous scale.
It's a like a
High
fancy restaurant
class.
that yeah, that's the one.
5-star.
5-star. All the celebrities come in.
Probably got Michelin stars.
Michelin. like the Michelin guy.
Yes. No, it is. Yeah. Michelin. It is. It's exactly it.
Guy of Michelin.
They had like a booklet, a thing about where to
I
eat
don't know what's
on the
going
road.
on right
You know,
now.
restaurants get Michelin stars.
Yes.
Oh, I
But I
bet.
didn't know it had to do with
It
the
is.
tire guy.
Yeah, no, it does.
Oh. Wow.
Or I read an internet factoid that is a myth that I believed. I'm not sure.
Cool.
But I think it was like Michelin doing
It
a
would make
thing of like,
sense.
because it's like traveling and these are the places to
Tires.
eat.
Okay.
What now?
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So those restaurants, and it's totally understandable, but you're not allowed to like
Make
exchange
out
personal
per an hour.
information with
Right.
your like
Busser.
yeah
Wait, though.
the busser with your patrons.
Hold on, wait. Back up a sec.
Beep beep beep.
Okay, so everybody's very focused on this one busser and that he didn't mind James Charles flirting around.
Right.
But Tati wasn't necessarily, I mean, she was, but I feel like maybe her bigger point was that it was embarrassing the way he was acting in front of her family.
Yeah.
And that he was being too, like, overtly sexual.
Right.
And I almost feel like was using that as an example of this is how he always acts. And so, in a way, it seems like, right, maybe people are focusing on the wrong part of that
Right.
story. I don't know anymore because I couldn't even find, I mean, what am I going to watch that whole video again? But like, right, I felt like her point was that she was there with her family and he's being like, oh, I'd like to get a free breadstick from him if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Dip it in some
like,
Alfredo
yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, James says that he wasn't like that, but like what?
No, sure.
What? Yeah, like what proof do we have?
And right, even with receipts, which I think is really funny. How new is that? I mean, I've been hearing it
feel
for a
like
little
it's
bit,
new.
but it's like it's a fun new like.
Proof, bitch.
I think it's interesting that like yes,
That's what it is.
no, totally. I just think it's a funny thing that it went. You know how people will say like when people started saying tea, it was
Yes.
very like tea, the drama or whatever. And then eventually it's like, well, the tea about that is, and now like I feel like receipts are there. Like you don't say it like
Yeah.
it's a joke. It's just
No,
like,
it's
oh, you know, he
serious.
had receipts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Absolutely, he had the receipts.
And I feel like that's a new level for receipts. Anyway,
I'm proud of receipts.
but yeah, right.
Made it a
Congratulations,
long way.
receipts. I feel like even that stuff though. I haven't seen the No More Lies video or all of it, but I feel like even just like you scroll up enough to push one message out,
Yeah.
and it's
Well,
a
I mean,
different context.
Yeah, and like we do it all the time, right? Like if I'm gonna send a screenshot to someone of a message, like I automatically am like, am I gonna crop it or what? Like you know,
Right.
it's just it's what we
not that difficult
No.
to make, to be honest, but also like leave out some things that make it look the way you want it to look.
Yeah.
And this is I think a
And
very good
that's what-
example.
well, like I don't want to bring. Well, I do want to bring it back to that, but like the busser, like he did exactly that. You know, like for his video, he only showed like specific messages, whereas James was like, "Oh, let me scroll through these." And like, there's one point where the busser's like, "Yeah, if I could have, I would have given you my number." Like,
I see.
you know, like he was.
Right.
He also
No.
said if he wanted to fall asleep in his arms, maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Interesting.
That's romantic. And also, James is
Yeah.
a virgin. He starts off the video like that.
Good for him.
As a virgin.
19. Yep.
He starts off by the end of the
By
video.
end,
It's yeah, it won't be on YouTube for long. Oh, another thing I want to do, but probably never will because
Okay.
there's so much other stuff to watch. I want to go back and watch James's apology video because retroactively or looking back, it's like, why would he have ever apologized? Now, it could just be because your friend made this crazy video,
Yeah.
you're losing a bunch of subs, and
He
so
starts
you're
off-
just like
he
freaking
starts
out.
off the video saying that he doesn't take back any of
Okay.
the things
Okay.
that he said
Okay.
in the apology video.
Interesting.
That he does
and
apologize.
then also thanking Jeffrey and Tati for taking responsibility
yes, because
for
they're
blowing
saying
it out of proportion.
yes, because they both like
Oh, right.
were like, this is
right.
too much.
Oh, But okay, where are we at? Can we talk about Jeffrey's video?
Yeah.
Or
So we talk about Jeffrey's. We talk about Jeffrey because James. So like we
Wait,
briefly.
what?
Well, in James's video, he shows texts from Jeffree Star.
Yes.
Where Jeffrey is
He's
saying
"I'm
that
gonna-"
he needs to be locked up, that he's a
Yeah.
danger to society, that
I want to know what the fuck James Charles did at Jeffrey and Nate's house because
Right.
he's not allowed
Well,
back anymore.
I
Apparently,
think what it is that there's a video of Jeffrey and James doing makeup.
I've seen that one, I
and
think.
Jeffrey was like, I should hook you up with Nate's brother.
Yes.
He's like mostly straight. Perfect, your type.
Right.
Which is like you're entertaining that whole narrative then, but whatever. And
yeah.
I think
Right.
something happened there that like is what was why Nate like banned him.
So that's a tough thing for me too. That like, James shows that clip of Jeffrey saying that to be like, see. But there's a difference between like joking and then like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's hard to know.
But James says that they did talk, like
Right.
James and the brother.
Sure.
And that they've
yeah.
only like exchanged. He was like, I think we've only exchanged like 10 selfies. So I was like,
yeah, right. Okay.
like
Wow.
it's like some sort of like monetary.
So
thing.
Jeffrey put out a tweet, right? That's like, oh, I'm gonna get him. I got receipts.
Yes.
I'm gonna. Here we go. This is it. And then Jeffrey does this video
Yeah.
that felt very much like it was chastising people for wanting to see the receipts. It's
Yeah.
like, Jeffrey, you said you were gonna do it. Like, don't be mad at me for wanting to see it.
Yeah. He's
Get
like,
out
I
of
think that
town,
everyone
Jeff.
who's watching right now just wants to see receipts,
Yeah.
and that's not what this should be about right now. I'm
Oh,
like,
sorry.
what?
Sorry that I thought.
But you said
Yeah, hold
Yeah.
on. Hold the phone.
Yeah.
So
What
that
the
was just
heck?
kind of funny. It was just very like a preachy thing when like
Like
literally
talking down on us.
the day before he was the one.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, and then like Shane said something. He tweeted I think he tweeted. He was like, "We love a self-reflecting Jeffrey" or something like that.
Okay.
Like saying like, "Oh, Jeffrey," like I mean, I feel like he's trying to say like Jeffrey owned up to his bad behavior, but I'm like,
Sure.
but did he?
Not
Like, I
really.
mean,
He-
that was like
yeah.
really mean stuff.
And it's kind of like he just like, I don't know.
And like he was like in these texts, he was like, I have all these people waiting on the line to post videos
Right.
about you. He was saying Ethan from the Dolan twins, which like Jeffrey was like, which I don't believe because they both reached
Yeah.
out to me to make sure I was okay. Some Sam guy, which I guess was the waiter. And like, I don't know. He just like listed off
Yeah.
these people.
was this a video that Jeffrey posted or what?
No, it was texts
that
that James,
Well,
the receipts.
I don't know. If he said that just to James, I feel like that's not as big of a deal.
But he's very
Because the
mean.
only thing he really said, like on Twitter, he said your brother's a predator or whatever.
Yeah.
That was really terrible. And like, yeah, he was
To
very
James's
mean.
brother,
He
yeah.
was very mean to James, but like he didn't post that on Twitter.
No,
Or
he
he didn't post a
didn't.
video about it. So it's
Yeah.
like not as big of a deal.
Yeah,
But
but,
still,
really
like,
mean. I
well-
was just like,
Well, yeah, I
gosh.
agree with that completely.
Because even if James was in the wrong, or anybody's in the wrong, I think it was Shane posted like another Instagram story, and he was just like, regardless of people's faults and all of this, like it's still a really dark time for everyone involved. Like people
Yeah.
are upset, and for Jeffrey to like just go in on him and say things like that, I was just like, oh my god.
Well, and I mean, calling someone a predator, that's like
That's
lot worse
insane.
than saying they're
And
a
like a-
shitty dude or whatever.
Maybe
Like,
I'm mistaken, but I think he mentioned like rapist. Like he like I don't know. Maybe he didn't.
I don't know.
But he said stuff like that too.
but I mean, right. Like, predator is certainly in the ballpark.
yeah.
Or at least that's the impression I got from it. You know, when you
Yeah.
say, "Oh, that guy, he's a predator,"
And that
like
you should
I
be
think,
locked up.
yeah. What does that mean? And is it? So there were people that were assuming that Tati and Jeffrey did this together to take down James Charles and get, you know, because people were like taking back James Charles pallets and buying Jeffree Star. I don't know about that. That seems a little
Yeah, I think
far-fetched.
that's too excessive.
I don't think it was like a diabolic scheme
No,
or
because
anything.
I honestly don't think that, like, in Tati's second video, when she says, like, she did not think it would blow up like that,
Yeah.
I believe her completely. Like,
Right.
she,
I
in,
don't know.
like, compared to James Charles subscribers and Jeffree Star, like, which he wasn't involved initially, but
Mm-hmm.
she's a small YouTube channel. Like,
Just like a couple mil.
yeah, that's
No,
what I'm
she's-
saying. Like,
wow.
I don't think she really thought that it
Yeah.
would get the attention
I mean,
that it
what's
would.
the point?
With people getting so offended the way they do nowadays, she had to have known saying that shit was gonna end up
Yeah.
like
I mean,
people were
I
gonna
don't know
hate
if
him.
she thought it was going to be this big. Like, I mean,
Sure.
I saw like an Online People magazine article
Right.
about it, and
No,
I'm like,
it-
what?
It got way. I'm sure. I mean, right? That's kind of that thing of like, I'm not lying. I didn't think it would get this big, but I did want it to get pretty big.
Right.
Like,
Right.
what did you want to happen? Who were you
Well-
talking to? Like, who are you telling this to?
I don't want to start this early, but Trisha,
Oh
Paytas
no!
Patrol. Just a little
Paytas
sneak peek.
Patrol.
she's
Sneak
been
peek.
interviewed all week, and they've asked her about this YouTube drama. And she said that she does the same thing that Tati does of like making these videos, exposing people so that she can have like a public and like almost something she has to be held accountable to, like break from someone. Like when you post a
Oh.
video, like you can't be posted up like on Instagram with James the next week because
Right.
you made that video. So Trisha was like, I do the same thing. Like I post when I'm really done with someone, I usually post a video about it so that it can be like done and I can't go back, which doesn't always work with
That's
Trisha.
insane.
But
yeah, really.
she was like saying that that's what she felt like Tati's intentions were with
Okay.
that video, is to be like, I'm done with James Charles. I'm making this public. I can't go back. Hold me accountable.
Wow.
I'm done.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird like. Oh, I'm gonna go on a diet, so I'm gonna post my before picture, but
Yeah.
like on a social
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Relationship level.
That's wow. Okay. I
Trisha
guess-
bringing in a second
That
opinion
is
for us.
insane.
They live a different life than me. Yeah.
Right. Also, like, how, if you're so done with someone, why would you need that accountability? Like, maybe you, like, feel differently in a week. Why is that so bad? Why can't you just forgive someone and get over it?
Yep.
So, that's just fucking
I
crazy.
don't
How do
know.
people live their lives like that?
And yeah, what are they? Are there things they're not saying? Or
I'm sure. I
is-
mean, even in some of the screenshots he posted, like there were redacted things. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, there's more. There has to be
so,
more to all
ooh,
this.
Another interesting thing I think about all of this, which is maybe one of those like it doesn't mean anything,
Mm-hmm.
but like James makes a big cryy video
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't. He's just apologizing, right?
Yes.
Am I remembering this right? He's just apologizing. He doesn't say none of it happened. He doesn't say, I don't know why you're saying this, blah, blah, blah. Then a couple days, he goes silent. He tries to buy some subscribers.
Yes.
Oh my God, I
Very
forgot about
funny.
that.
Insane to me that he doesn't understand algorithms enough to know
Right.
that is hurtful.
Yeah.
But then comes out with this. He's made up. He's very poised. The lighting is all good.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of a vibe of like his team worked on this.
I felt like he was reading a teleprompter. Like it
Totally.
was just so. Like I was
In this
telling her,
video?
yeah,
Yeah,
I was telling her
this
earlier.
is No
when
More
we-
Lies. The No
yeah.
More Lies video.
I was like, I felt like it was some sort of like political campaign video.
Totally.
Right.
Which is the thing that makes me think like, what's the reality here? Because if you
Yeah.
have like people, public relations people going through these DMs and going like, here's what we'll say about this one. Here's why. Now this is going to sound like it's a bad thing to say, but when people see that you're honest about this, they'll think that you're being completely honest about this thing. It's blah, 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 blah. And I don't know. And it also,
Is it that big, though?
well, he is. I mean,
No,
he's,
and the thing is, you're exactly right, and I'll tell you why. There was drama. So Jeffree references this in one of the texts. He was like, are you really going to pull a Manny 2.0? And a lot of people might not know what that means, but I think it was last year or 2 years ago, there was a group of people. It was Manny MUA, Gabriel Zamora, Laura Lee, fake crying girl
Yes,
and
yes.
maybe someone else, and they posted that video about the picture,
Right.
like kind of referencing Jeffrey and everything. And I think it was maybe Gabriel Zamora who pretty much in detail said everything that happened from that photo on, and how Manny MUA's people was like his PR team was like, okay, you need to get so and so to say this
Yeah.
person needs to post this video, you need to apologize for actually orchestrating this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever it wasn't happening, Manny was like flipping out on them, saying like, you don't care about our brands, you don't care about my brand, you're hurting me because you're not doing this, and freaked out because they weren't executing this
Right.
PR plan that his people put in place. So I in no way, like I don't doubt for a little bit that wasn't happening with James during his silence.
Well, and you're saying like, is it that big of a thing? But like, all it has to be is that James wanted to pay the money to PR people or or whatever to help him
Right.
create this thing. Another interesting thing to me is that Tati and Jeffrey both make these like, oh, we're pulling back videos very close to the release of this video.
yeah.
That makes me feel like, was there some sort of like legal thing or something that made them feel like, okay, all right, you're right, we're done, never mind, we'll say this and this and this.
Could be.
Because from what I can tell, it's working and everybody's kind of coming out of it okay. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
pretty
Like,
even, yeah.
Right. And probably ultimately everybody's coming out of it ahead.
Yeah.
Certainly,
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Tati's not going to lose 5 million subscribers.
No.
James is, if
Not a predator.
right. And if everything's cool now, James will get those subscribers back. Maybe
It'll
not
go
the
back.
same people, but he'll
Right.
get them back eventually. Jeffrey has this like sort of like, I'm done with the drama moment.
Which he's been saying for a while.
Well, it's almost like this like success story of like, I had a relapse
Yeah.
and I beat it again type of thing. And I'm not
He went
saying
back
like
to his old ways, but
yeah.
he caught it.
I don't think I'm not saying that the whole thing was a plan from the beginning, like that James and Jeffrey and Tati got
Right.
together.
No.
But that, right, at some point, something made them go, uh-oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. And now James doesn't want to talk to them. Yeah, like James said that he was like contacted by somebody that like through Tati
Yeah.
about meeting at YouTube, and he was like, no, and I can
Right.
understand that. I really can. Like
Oh, totally.
like Courtney was saying, like he was reaching out for
Right. A full week, and
full
she
week.
didn't give him shit
on
so
every
why
platform,
would he give
every
her that?
number he had trying, and like, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. Yeah, this video's posted. I don't know if there's gonna be any more responses.
yeah.
But
Do you think that Tati's 5 million subscribers are going to enjoy her regular content? Are they going to go, oh, this is just makeup?
maybe not. I don't know. She like mentioned something about wanting to work more on like better quality content for her channel now that she has all these eyes
Yeah, I
on her
bet.
and
Oh
stuff.
wow.
Yeah, right.
And
What
that
if-
she
what if
needs
she-
a
That's
break.
annoying.
What if she
Yeah.
has like an emotional breakdown because she can't
my
handle
God.
the new subscribers?
Yeah.
Because I mean, she just, I'm not
I watched
super
some of her
familiar.
old content because of it. I mean, it's like most makeup artist
Yeah. Right.
ones. Like, unless you're very interested in makeup, I don't think you'd really want to stay subscribed. But I don't know. Like, I think the reason why James blew up the way he did and that he has subscribers that don't really care about makeup is because of the collaborations he did.
Yeah.
So, like, he did Kylie Jenner's makeup. Like,
Well-
Kardashian fans are going to watch that. Or, like, Vlog Squad came on his channel. And, like, Vlog Squad people are going to watch that. So, like, he had a variety.
And he's
to
certainly
the
a
whole
more
brand.
unique. He's male. He's young. Just a different angle than like 30-year-old woman doing makeup. Like that's
Yeah.
not as interesting on paper. I'm not that I hope she loses them all or
No.
something, but I do hope she has just a terrible emotional breakdown. And in like 6 months, we're going like, oh my gosh, can you believe it? Toddy drove her car into a
Oh
Walmart.
my God.
There was one part that I thought was funny in James's video where he was showing like screenshots of like messages and like kind of just his like the message app, and Kylie Jenner was in there, and I was like, I wonder
Okay.
if he was like, oh yeah, you see, I have Kylie's number,
Oh, sure.
you know.
Of course.
I thought that was funny,
course.
but
I think it's funny that like unsubscribing to someone is basically just like a big fuck you, but you know that all of those people are going to his page daily to see if he
Oh,
see
posts
the
something.
videos.
yeah, of course.
Right.
yeah,
Like,
for
why
sure.
don't you just stay subscribed so you can see the updates?
Because they're the ones involved enough to remember to go unsubscribe. Like the people
Exactly.
that
That's
aren't gonna watch.
ridiculous.
Oh, interesting thing too. How do you feel like Pro Jared feels about all this?
Oh, he loves
think
it.
he's like,
living for
He
it.
didn't fucking matter anyway.
Well, I mean that's true.
And he's probably
but
going to go to jail, right?
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably
I doubt
not.
it. I mean, I do think he's probably done forever on YouTube. But man, I bet because I think that would have lasted a lot longer
Yeah,
if
oh,
this
for
James
sure.
stuff didn't happen. Is
And
it true that he set the record for lost subscribers and then James did it the next
I
day?
heard that. Yeah.
I've
I
heard
did.
that, but also heard it in a way that I'm like not sure it's.
No, I think I heard it from Keemstar, which I feel like he can't really
Right.
like lie about that.
That's insane. That is just wild.
yeah, it's an
Man,
unsubscribing season.
Think if the Pro Jared stuff happened the day, like the days were swapped, because then
Right.
I bet the Pro Jared thing never would have even really
It
like.
made the news. No,
Right.
no, not at all. You know who else is thankful about that? Trisha Paytas.
Oh, Trisha Paytas.
I'm sure.
She was very thankful. She had mentioned in some of her interviews that she was like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't even understand why people are paying attention to this drama because of this James stuff.
So
But they are.
Because it's Trisha Paytas."
yeah, what do we? So are we caught up on old James? I mean,
I think.
Well,
I
this was
mean,
the last video posted, right?
Yeah, no, Jeffrey posted after this, I believe.
yeah, that one
But
we
like
watched.
very shortly after.
Okay.
Like he had
Yeah,
it
that
already
is-
like recorded and
Yeah.
That's
everything.
interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I want those eyelashes. I know that they're
Sure.
fake, but
Sure.
James's eyelashes look nice and wispy.
Wispy.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
He's very pretty.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like wispy is what you want eyelashes.
Oh, I want that.
You want wispy lashes.
Wispy.
You want
like
it.
they're blowing in the breeze.
Yeah, like
Okay.
they're so long that they can blow in the breeze.
Okay.
I still want to perm my eyelashes.
I fucked mine up actually the last time I did it. So
No.
I'll let you get a good look at them later.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Well, do we want to do a proper Paytas Patrol?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Let's dive right in.
Okay. So I created a timeline.
Where did we leave off with Trisha? Because we recorded early last week.
What day did we record? Because I have dates for
Oh,
this.
wow. Okay,
We
wh-
recorded Saturday.
Yes.
The
So that
11th.
early Saturday.
The 11th. So I have a day-by-day timeline.
Dude, so
Because-
oh wait. Are you
No,
okay?
go
You okay?
ahead.
You okay? Hold on, Courtney's.
Dying a
Oh my
little
gosh.
bit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Too much tea.
Too much
Too
tea.
much tea.
Too much tea. Sucked up a lemon seed or something. So, what's the date of the first thing? I mean, is it that
The date
evening?
of the first thing was the day before, but it wasn't
Oh,
even
okay.
really her. So May 10th, Nikocado Avocado.
Yeah.
I have no idea who this guy is at the time.
Yeah.
Posts a video.
Past Elena doesn't know this guy.
Posts a video saying exposing Trisha Paytas with receipts. I did not watch it when it was posted. Nothing. So I'm just gonna,
Right.
go over that.
Right.
But just for reference, May 10th. May 11th is whenever we recorded, and Trisha was tweeting all those things like,
Going
I
wild.
want to be on H3H3's podcast. I want to be on Logan Paul's. I want to be on David Dobrik's, saying how she loves H3 now and that she wants to go
Right.
to Israel with
Who
him.
she was just mad at because of the
Very
Instagram
upset about.
versus
Yes.
reality.
Yes, and that she's addicted to porn and it cured her depression.
Right.
So that's May 11th when
Same.
we recorded. Us being so innocent, just trying to be on top of the game. So we had our episode released.
Right.
Not knowing that the very next day. And we
Okay.
almost called it.
So here's the thing. So I'm out of town. I'm playing shows with a band, right?
Well, look at you.
Famous.
But you guys message me
Blowing up your phone.
and I am glued to my phone. Like, I think we were done at this time, but like there's people, we're supposed to be talking to people and stuff. And I'm just like, I can't just I'm like holding the phone up to my ear, being like, no way, what? It just, I have never.
And that's very genuinely, you were like, I want to know.
Oh, I've never felt further away from you guys. I just wanted to rush back here.
And record an emergency
Oh
episode.
man, I feel like we were typing in all caps the whole
Yes,
time.
yes.
I'm like pausing the video to come send a message. Aletta, what happened?
So the next day, May 12th, she, during the day, posts a video on her vlog channel saying it was called Dealing with Severe Depression. So I was like, oh, I'll watch that later. But that night, it was that night, May 12th, Trisha gets on Twitter and she starts responding to people saying, sending her screenshots of Jason on Tinder.
Right.
And she's finally like, listen, stop tweeting me. And she gets on Instagram stories too, which I screen recorded those in case we need them.
Good.
She's like, listen, don't send me any more things about Jason. I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to see it. He's on Tinder. We broke up. We broke up 3 months ago.
Only want to wear his merch constantly.
And make music videos in it.
Right. But
don't talk to me about him anymore. He's single. He can do those things.
we broke up.
We broke up three
And
months
this is
ago.
why.
And this is why. She posts an hour-long video, which she alluded to. So the day before, she was like, I really want to post this video, but I want to sleep on it. And then the next day she posted it because of the Tinder thing. So she posts this hour-long video. And she says that they broke up 3 months ago. So what month would that be? February?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. February.
Yes.
Yes. They broke up 3 months ago. When he broke up with her, she was getting ready for an event. She started getting super drunk. Her makeup artist was there doing her makeup. She got super drunk, took pills, which in the video she said, I just took some pills. And then I started having a panic attack. And then I passed out. And then Adam, which is her makeup artist, called an ambulance. And she said she was in the hospital. And she had, no battery on her phone. And she texted Jason, was
no.
I'm at Cedars-Sinai, don't come. Which I'm like, are you
okay?
Now
she was
tell me.
and the way she was explaining it was and I was telling him I'm okay, you really don't have to come. And I'm like, Trisha, I know exactly what you were doing.
Right.
You were like, oh yeah,
And they are broken up.
He broke up with her that day.
So when did they break up in relation to the fight? The video, you're trash, you're a terrible person, Dave. Was it?
So they were. When did that post?
Another good question.
We should find out. I
Yeah.
guess.
Because you know what I'm saying. Was that? Were they still? Was
Wait,
it
where she
still
deleted it, so no
together?
one knows.
Oh right, yeah, she did
You
delete
can
it.
check your Google Doc.
That's true.
Well, that could take some
That's
scrolling.
good. I have some episodes. No, they were together after that video.
And
they were
for
working
some,
on it.
So there's some length of
Only
time.
for a second, though, right?
Yeah. The way she described it, she even went back to that video,
Yeah.
referencing that, and said that they were trying and that she was surprised how much effort Jason was putting into working
Okay.
on
He was
things.
like, I'll change.
Yes.
Change.
And then she said she's claiming that the people around him were like, you got to cut her out. And that one day he just magically switched.
Okay.
And that was February 5th, which
Right.
was their
Okay.
1 year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And he broke up with her over FaceTime or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that he was done, and that's when all these things happen. So Jason obviously goes to the hospital.
Right.
David Dobrik goes as well.
Okay.
Which is a little bit ridiculous, I think.
That's sweet. Though.
I thought
Is
it was like, I mean, like, I don't think he was like filming.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
But I still like. I don't know.
Wish he
That
was.
seems strange to me.
I mean, Jason was with David like at the time, and I'm sure he was worried,
I guess
and
I don't
especially
know.
since like he
Killed
is
her.
somewhat
did
involved
it.
in all this drama mess.
I don't actually
He went.
have a good read on how close Trisha and David truly like.
I know, because like she says she hated him, but then she's like, he's the closest man I've ever been to, but
Right.
like non-sexually,
Right,
and I'm
right,
like,
right.
what? I don't know what this is about. And so, yeah, she was freaking out because she said she felt embarrassed that Jason was there seeing her like that. She was embarrassed when she saw David and him seeing her like that. And so David leaves and Jason's still there, and she's just getting more and more embarrassed, and she says that she wants to die, which, as you know, if you're in a hospital, everybody is a mandated reporter there.
Right.
And if you
Right.
say something like that, they cannot take it lightly. So they have to like admit, like they have to transport her to a mental hospital
Right.
because they have to put you on a 36-hour mandatory hold when you
And,
say something, which is like 5110 or I don't know. She keeps like
5150.
something like
I
that.
can't remember what it is.
She knows
but yeah.
all the terms.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I mean, she keeps talking about it all the time. Like
Yeah.
on every interview. Like she
Yeah.
did a Perez Hilton interview and then Tom Ward or whatever. But yeah, so when she finds out that they're going to admit her, she gets out of her hospital bed and starts running away.
That sounds right.
And the hospital staff have to chase her and then put her back in her bed and then strap her down, because now it's like even more serious because
Right.
you're trying to escape. She said that Jason stayed with her the whole night. She kept saying like, no, go home, go home. She said that she was like really upset that she was admitted into, like she was going to be admitted to the mental hospital, because then now she can't do things like reality TV shows, because if they found out that you have any history of like serious mental health
Yeah.
issues, that's a liability on them, because those shows are pretty intense and like yeah. And she said that Jason stayed with her the whole night and she fell asleep, and when she woke up in the morning there was a little note that she still has hung up in her house
Oh boy.
where he was like you're gonna make it through this, like I believe in you, when this is all over, like we should go to Hawaii or something like that.
Film a video with Fabio.
Yeah. Because I miss you in my sheets. And yeah, she said that like she got admitted to the hospital. Jason came and visited her during the 1 hour visiting time that she had, and that she was what's the word when you leave, you are dismissed or discharged
Discharged.
after 48
Discharged.
hours, because they were like, no, you're fine. Or no, or 36. I don't know.
She was supposed to stay for 72. She only
Yeah.
stayed for 48.
Thank you. Yes, exactly that.
Right.
So she keeps bringing that up, saying like, see, I'm fine.
She
guys."
aced it.
Even the doctor said only 2
Yeah.
days. It was fine. After 2 days, it was fine.
I actually graduated early, so
Right.
Yeah, and so that's what this whole video is about, right? Like telling her story on that. And so I watched that full video. I mean, I wanted to go to bed, but I had to stay up
are you
that
gonna
extra
do?
hour. But as I'm watching this video, I'm like looking at the comments, and all these people are talking about avocados, and I'm like,
right.
what is happening? Like, everyone should be talking about this whole thing going on. Like, she finally admitted to the breakup, that they've been broken up for 3 months, and that like they're still hanging out except for her birthday like last week or something, and they got in a big fight. So I'm like, what is happening? So then I look into that, and people are saying that this YouTuber Nikado Avocado
Yeah, yeah.
posted this video
Right,
about her. So
right.
now I have to go back to his channel.
Okay.
And I watched this video, and pretty much this guy's like, listen, a few years back, Trisha had this competition for people to cover her song Warrior. And she was going to like give them these boxes that had gifts, which those boxes with gifts, if I'm not mistaken, those were gifts that she had for Sean, her ex-boyfriend.
I thought they were going to be glitter
and they
box.
broke up right before.
Yeah.
And she didn't have, like, she didn't want to return. Trisha has also mentioned she doesn't like returning items because she doesn't want people to think she needs the money and that she's poor.
Sure.
So
Okay.
she doesn't return anything, like nothing.
What a strange.
So she didn't want to return these gifts. So she was giving away the gifts, like all wrapped up still as like awards for these things.
Yeah.
And so Nikado Avocado did a violin cover.
I heard
of
it. I heard it.
And Trisha loved it. And Trisha
She commented
She commented
that she loved
She said it was so
And all his
inspiring.
videos too.
Yeah.
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 And
She was a huge fan.
she was a huge fan and had been following him for forever.
Yep.
She loves his content.
She actually thought they should collab.
Yeah, so he had DM'd her, but then she like finally DM'd him too and was like, oh, she tweeted like, DM me, let's collab.
Right.
And so, you know, they were talking in the DMs and he was like, hey, I actually live in Chile or Argentina.
Something like
I
that.
live in South America.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
And I actually have to come back to the States to renew my visa.
Oh, well.
So, like, yeah, like, why don't we do it? And she's like, when? And they, like, kind of set some dates. And she's like, should we do a one-day shoot?
Thursday or something.
Tuesday. How
A
about
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
How about
And she said
Tuesday?
that works
Yeah.
for me.
And should it be a one-day shoot or a two-day shoot? Should I do
Yeah.
one of vegan food on your channel? And
This.
all
I'm
this
so
stuff.
excited. Can't wait.
And then he books the flights and stuff, and he doesn't hear from her ever again. So he does have plans to go to LA.
Right.
And he like collabs with YouTubers, and he's still DMing her like, "Hey, like, did I do something wrong?
He going like, yo, Trisha, you Casper?
Because you
'Cause she-
ghosted me."
Because you ghosted me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casper's a ghost.
The friendly ghost though.
But
so
except
maybe
she's
not.
being actually maybe more like his uncles.
Fatso.
Yeah.
Wait, Casper has uncles?
Well, in the film.
Stretch is the other one, and then the other one,
You
but I don't
can't
want to say
She
it.
can't say the other one.
Is it a bad word?
It's a word I don't like to
Oh,
say.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
all right.
But
Fatso,
Stretch.
The other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know which word it is, but
Well,
yeah.
We'll
Let's
talk
just
about it
move
later.
past
yeah.
it.
So
Now, do you think, Courtney and I do have to answer, do you think that Trisha's a Stretch or the other one or a Fatso? And you do have to answer.
I'd say she's a stretch.
Okay.
I feel like Stretch is kind of synonymous maybe to like dramatic, so
Interesting.
You know,
Yes.
like-
okay.
stretching that story.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause-
oh,
yeah.
stretching
You
the
know?
tail. Yeah, tall tail,
So
stretched.
I think you picked the correct one.
Thank you.
You win.
Correct.
Thank you.
win a
What do I
Sean
win?
Vanderbilt or whatever his name is. Old gift. That's
And
what
I-
you win.
and I do-
Gold gift. Was it like a gold watch or something?
It's probably like an iPad. She likes to give people iPads.
I already got
I
one.
gotta hang out with. Well, I mean, I'd take another one.
Why? I don't even use the one I have.
Wow,
Yeah, good point.
that's
You're right.
true. You
Don't-
can sell it.
Won't take it back
Can
or
I sell the
it.
one I have?
No, you don't want to look poor.
Yeah, that's
So-
true.
Don't sell anything or take anything back.
You're
Yeah,
You have to
don't
throw it
return
away
it.
so people think you're balling out. Like, whoa, throwing away an iPad.
Dang.
Now,
Yeah.
and I guess Nick Avocado said this, and then Trish went, "Yeah, that's what happened. You know me."
Well, Trisha was just ignoring it, and that's why everyone was flooding her comments. She even tweeted something about how she was like, "Oh, I saw somebody comment and say all these avocados make me crave guacamole,"
Okay.
and I was like, "That's all you're gonna say?"
Now this was 2 years ago, right? Or some
Yeah.
amount of years ago.
Yes,
Because I've seen now, she's talked about it since then, right?
on her YouNows.
I'm sorry.
So before she had a Patreon, she had a YouNow
Uh-huh.
where she would live stream, and you can accept tips
Okay.
from people to like have you shout them out
I see.
live or answer questions or like
Right.
stuff like that. And so she used to do that a lot. She used to do mukbangs in YouNow, and you can collab with other YouNowers, and she would like collab with some drama channels or like drama, whatever,
Yeah.
and talk about this Nikocado
But
avocado.
But she would say, he's
Never
a
heard of
crazy,
the guy.
Never heard of the guy? He's a crazy stalker.
He's obsessed with
He's
me.
obsessed.
Never watched any of his
Never seen-
videos.
never
And
seen
he
his
gained
video.
weight
Oh, jeez.
because he's not vegan anymore. Which he said that he would
Yeah.
like when all this was happening, he was in a vulnerable time because of that. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah, okay. He gets to eat delicious steak again. How fucked up. That's
Poor
so
guy.
unfortunate for him.
Poor guy. Huh. Now, okay. So, yeah, she basically. There's no defense for Trisha here. I mean, she lied and made this guy look like a nut,
Yeah.
and that's not what happened.
Yeah, and like the reason why I immediately was on Nick's side was because,
Oh, I mean, we know Trisha. So.
well, yeah, but like a similar thing to this happened before. This is when I believe she lived in, like she had a house for a while, like I think 6 months. And there was like a similar thing where there was this YouTuber guy. He had a very, very tiny channel, and he would always like talk about Trisha, make fan videos and stuff. And
Uh-oh.
like she had a similar competition thing,
Yeah.
and like she wanted to meet up with some of her fans, and she like totally bailed and then played him out to be this like
Man.
stalker thing again.
So not similar. It's
It's like-
exactly the
Yeah,
same.
exactly
Wow.
the same, except yeah. And I remember
Why?
like watching that, and like this guy also like I feel bad, but he just like was like a little nerdy and just
Yeah,
like not like he didn't know what was going on really. Like again,
Sure.
he probably had like 40 subscribers,
Oh,
like
wow.
smaller than
Okay.
Nick. Like he literally had a channel just to like, make review videos and like I don't know. I just felt so bad for this
Right.
guy because he like posted videos of like I really don't know what I did, like very genuine.
Right.
Whereas like Nick's videos, I understand he's hurt, but like also he's making money off these. Like
Sure.
he knows what he's plugging here.
Right. That's why,
But-
I mean, why do you wait 3 fucking years to do it? You
Right.
know?
But like this other guy was just so like sweet and just did not understand what was happening. He was like, but like we were supposed to meet up. Like I won. Like
Yeah.
this whole thing. And she like made this video like referencing it, but not directly, and saying like I'm getting a restraining order against this person. And like
Jeez.
I was just like, no, this is so bad. So that's why when the Nick thing happened, I was like, here
Sounds
we
about
go
right. Sounds about
again.
right.
Yeah.
Now he would say that he waited that long to like give her an opportunity to
Yeah.
like make good on it, I guess. Right? He
Yeah,
mentions
and
that
then
it's
he
been a
said
long
that
time.
had recently people have been bringing it
Right.
up more, and he wanted to finally address it.
So why does she do this?
Okay, so let me pull up my little timeline. So yeah, she posts the breakup video, and then the next day she starts talking about Nick on Twitter.
Okay.
Like actually responding to people and being like, I like don't owe this guy anything, yada yada.
That's debatable.
And then she posts a video saying, I'm canceled again. And this is when she like
Yeah.
directly addresses it. She pulls out the DMs and she's pretty much like, listen, I never confirmed an exact date. He should have known after I stopped like responding that I was uncomfortable and that I didn't want to meet up with him anymore. And I like, if I were him, I would not have booked that flight knowing that I wasn't responding. And she was like, he just looked like a very crazy obsessed stalker. And
Wow.
I was like, done. And she also said she was going through some stuff with Sean. Like it was around the Sean
whatever.
breakup or whatever. And which like Nick admits to, like he even said in the video that he was like, he says in the video that in the DMs he was like, I know you're going through a lot right now, but like I'm in LA, like
Right.
we can meet up. I brought you gifts. Like,
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, I wouldn't. If it's like a business thing,
yeah,
I wouldn't think that knowing someone's breaking up would be like, oh, I guess they're I would think they
Right,
would tell
No,
you.
Perez Hilton was like, "Don't you think that's a little unprofessional? Like,
Yeah.
because this
And
is
she's
YouTube.
like, no.
This is your job."
She's like, no.
No, she didn't think so.
So then so that happens. The next day, Trisha posts a video that says mental breakdown with the side of boneless wings, which I immediately sent to you guys, and then I was like, never mind, it's pre-recorded. I'm not even gonna watch
Yeah,
this.
right.
Like YouTube was so oversaturated at that point. I was like, I'm not watching anything
Yeah,
I don't
right.
have to watch. And then she posts another video that says why I can't get over this, and it's her crying about Jason. And she's like, I'm honestly on here just because I want to talk. Like, and she literally just talks
Cool.
for another 30 minutes about all of this and how she lost the best thing that ever happened to her, that there's no one else like Jason, that she doesn't know what she's going to do. She lost the love of her life. And I mean,
Did she post did she post videos like that when her and that other guy Sean broke up?
yeah. Oh, for
Right,
sure.
like he was perfect. She was in love with him and all
Yeah,
that
and
shit.
I mean, like, I almost saw like there was worse videos with Sean. Like, that's where you get all the memes of her, like the
Yeah.
screenshots of her, like looking like she's actually dying, like
Right.
scream crying. Or that's from the Sean
So she's
era.
grown up a little bit.
A little bit, even though this guy is the only guy for her.
I understand that.
So then the next day after that, Nick posts a video saying my response with receipts. So again, that word
Love
is
receipts.
Love 'em.
and so he's kind of just like addressing everything she said, saying how, like, just bringing up again how she did know about him. Like, she was saying in that video, like, I don't even know this guy. And
Right.
he was like, I have tweets of you saying that you watch all my videos, and like
Yeah.
you saying you've been a fan for forever, and just, you know, further emphasizing the points. And then Trisha posts a video saying, coming clean about all my lies.
Okay. Okay.
And that she asked people on Instagram to submit assumptions about her again, and that she was going to be completely honest. And so they talk about the Nikocado avocado stuff, and she pretty much was like, I don't owe him anything. If there's any bit of me being uncomfortable, like, I shouldn't have to follow through with those plans. People sent me videos of him like acting crazy. Like, there's a video with him waving around a knife, and that made me uncomfortable. In our DMs, he wanted to come over to my place, and that made me uncomfortable. And like, just listing off all these things and how she is not required to follow through, and that she's ghosted her friends before and her mom before even. And that
That doesn't. But that's bad too.
yeah, no, that's bad too.
What a
And
weird
like
way to.
the person that she was saying she ghosted, like her friend, she's like, this is like one of my best friends, and we had dinner plans, and like, I'm sure he was at the restaurant waiting for me, and I did not respond because I was like in a
He
bad
said
place.
he did that. She did that to Shane at one
Yeah,
point.
so that's the person. Like, in the video, she wouldn't say it was Shane, but she did an
On
interview
Perez- yeah,
later
the
on,
Perez
with
interview.
Perez Hilton, and she was like, "Yeah, it was Shane." And Perez was like, "You didn't say Shane in the video," but yeah, she says she pretty much stood up Shane even, and I'm like, "No, I mean, that's
She's
not
just
okay."
a flaky ass bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
I don't think it's okay, but I also feel like this shouldn't be a big fucking deal. Like, let her be a fucking flaky ass bitch, whatever.
Well,
This kid's kind of like a little, like, I don't know. He obviously used this to, like, get some sort of views and shit.
right.
But like, she said
It's
we'll
not like
collab.
she should not be canceled for this.
I don't think she should be canceled, especially because it's Trisha and it's not that surprising. It's kind of like if you're
Right.
watching Trisha, this is part of what you're watching for. So like in that respect, it's like, which I mean, maybe that shouldn't matter, but it's like whatever. But like, I mean, he booked a flight because of things she said.
But
like,
he
Yeah.
also met up with like other YouTubers. He was going there anyway. He met up with other YouTubers, did other
which is
collaborations
was
there.
part of the plan. But
Yeah.
I just think, like, she could have avoided all of this by saying, "Hey, like,
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
actually
don't know.
probably not going to work out, and I'm not in a good headspace.
Right.
all
Like,
she
maybe
had to
next
say
time."
was "never mind."
Yes,
That's
Yeah.
all she had to say.
No, I kind of, I don't know. I think it's pretty bad.
No, I think
And
it is too.
I think ghosting people like that is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, and her saying she's uncomfortable, I don't know if I believe that.
well, let's get more into it.
Please.
get more into it because he posted a video today about it.
Oh, missed that.
Yeah. So, so she posts that coming clean about my lies, and then she also posts 8 days sober, which she's talking about how she's been sober for 8 days. No alcohol, no drugs, nothing. And
What about meth?
no meth.
Been a while.
No meth. And she also admits to the past 3 months she has been trying a lot of drugs.
Oh.
Trying
And
anything, really.
anything that anyone would give her. Which in a later interview, someone's like, heroin? She's like, oh no. And I'm like, well, you said a lot of drugs,
Yeah,
so
right.
don't act like that's out of the question. And yeah, she just admitted to all this drug use, which I feel like, you know, she also kind of said like, yeah, all those like weird videos I made, I wasn't like super high on drugs, but like, I mean, I wasn't feeling myself. And I'm like, yeah,
She said she took the drugs because she didn't want to feel like herself, because she hated herself.
yeah,
That's
which is
such
where
a-
we probably get the shallow cover or
Sure.
just like the crazy stuff, which I again believe because during like after the Sean stuff, she was posting videos about how there was a vampire living in her bathroom upstairs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is like, I understand the whole trolling thing, but like this is a trolling that nobody even understands. Like
Right.
there's
Yeah.
not, there's like one video, like there was multiple videos about this vampire that lived in her house. And like there was one where she was like whispering and like army crawling on the floor to get to the bathroom to close the door and lock it. And I'm like, this is for nobody right now.
Yeah,
like
right.
nobody's watching this
Except you.
except you. Yeah, no, like I had the post notifications on for
Right.
it. So then, okay, the day after, this is May 17th, so we're to today now.
This is good. This is good.
Wait, no, this wasn't today.
I don't know what today
This
is.
was 3 days ago. It's May 20th.
Oh, it's May. This is okay. I'm mixing up
It's
my
May
days.
20th.
So May 17th, she posts Chicken Parmesan and Heartbreak music video.
Right.
In which, like, the timing is so horrible for this because she's wearing the Nash shirt.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, if you would have
At this
posted...
point, we all think that could still be together, right?
No, she
Well, this
posted
is
that video
post.
after the breakup
She said
stuff.
she broke
Well,
up.
okay, she posted the behind the scenes on Instagram, her like
Oh.
doing the
right.
video,
And we were
so we
like-
knew that she was wearing the Nash shirt. So we were like, oh, well,
Maybe they
obviously
must be
they
together.
gotta be together.
Which made us look like idiots.
right. It was
Right.
mostly me. I think I was the one that most thought that they were
Yeah.
still together.
I tried to remember like what we predicted, and I feel like at some point I have probably said every possibility.
Yeah,
right,
no, for
right,
sure.
right.
Which means I can go, well, I was right.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's just very similar behavior to what she has done before.
Right.
With Sean, she thought that they were gonna get back together, so she did these videos to just get his attention. And so that was my theory, was that like they were like in this weird phase,
Right.
and that she was just begging for them to like get back together.
Relationship limbo.
Yes.
Gross.
So she releases Chicken Parmesan Heartbreak, and I'm like, girl, the timing for this is so horrible because now you look
Insane.
crazy,
Right.
like crazy,
Well-
because you're wearing the freaking Nash shirt. Like
And like if it had come out when people were still like, are they or are they not?
it
Like,
would
oh
add
wow.
to it, and it would be
But
funny.
now it's all
And
over.
now it's like, oh no, you guys are definitely broken up.
But
have been for months.
And you're just making videos about this guy.
Yeah, and you're so obsessed with him, like you're claiming Nikocado Avocado to be.
Right,
Ew.
yeah. Maybe
God
Jason
damn,
goes
she's
to
a
you.
mess.
So she posts that video. And then today, Nikocado Avocado, or I think it was yesterday, he posted a video saying Trisha Paytas spreads dirty lies about me.
That's true. That's true.
And he kind of just like references these things that, you know, she's been saying.
Yeah.
From the, like, he even takes clips from the Perez interview because
Right.
he asks her about it. And he was pretty much like, I think the biggest thing from that video was that her saying, like, she tweeted during the height of that drama saying, people sent me videos of you acting crazy, and that's when I knew I didn't want to collab with you. And she, like, retweeted some of these videos, like the YouTube links, and he was like, what are you talking about? And like showing the timestamps of like these videos of him like waving around a knife or something. It was like a year after
Oh,
the
wow.
whole drama.
Oh,
and
that's
like
funny.
another
God.
video of him acting crazy. It was like 6 months after
Yeah.
that stuff, and he was like, and I was going through my own breakup like during
Sure.
that time, and I was
Now-
kind of going crazy too. But like, this is apples and oranges. Like it doesn't
Do
relate
you
at all.
think that there would be videos you could see of Trisha that might make you think that she's crazy? And that
Absolutely.
maybe-
You should be more afraid of
That's what
to
I'm
meet up with
saying.
her than
Like maybe she could understand that people make videos
Yeah.
that aren't a perfect reflection of
Yeah,
themselves.
and like these DMs, I mean, it wasn't even like she was saying like, yeah, sure. She was like, oh my God, I love
yeah,
you.
right.
Like, I've been a fan, and like, we should totally like a 2-day shoot, a 1-day.
Right.
Like, you know, it was very, she was very eager to do
Yeah.
it. And then she just like dropped off the face of the earth.
right.
So, yeah. And then today, 2 interviews got released.
Jeez,
One
how-
with Perez Hilton. Another one with Tom Ward, which I didn't know who he is, but he just interviews a bunch of YouTubers.
Cool.
The Perez Hilton one was the juiciest. Took some notes
Okay.
for some highlights. Perez said that Trisha has ghosted him before.
Oh.
And she mentions that she has ghosted Shane before. She was like, that's just like
Everyone.
me. Like, I just ghost people. And
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
sucks.
that's not like a cute, quirky personality
Right.
trait.
right,
Yeah.
right.
In the interview, she said that she took half the bottle of pills. You know how
Oh.
so in her original video she's like, I took some pills. Like she said she took half a bottle,
8
and
to 10 or something.
drank alcohol with them. Perez tries to get Trisha to apologize, and she keeps saying, I have nothing to apologize for. I'm not sorry.
Wow.
She claims that, oh, and this is the one, she mentions this in both interviews, and it like really just annoyed me. She said that ever since the drama with David has turned around his content to be more positive, and that now he's like buying people cars and paying people's tuitions in result of that, which is the furthest thing from
Right,
the truth. That has
right.
been David's thing of
Yeah.
like giving away cars. And I remember like his cleaning lady, he like did a whole line of merch with her.
Yeah.
And surprised her with like $50,000 or something of like the profit from those shirts. Like he's been
Right.
doing that for,
Right. No, I know that.
Ever.
I don't watch his.
and she's like
Content, really.
saying that she is the direct result
That's
of that.
funny.
She was like, and
Ever
and she
since-
also said
oh,
that
yeah.
because of her, he has pared it down to 2 vlogs a week instead of 3, because 3 was just pushing it and like causing him to post like not good quality content or something. And like
How
just
is that her?
she said it both interviews, and I was like, no, that's not true.
That's funny.
She said that her and Jason's last fight that resulted into them not communicating at all, which was, I believe, on her birthday, was due to her having an episode. And she's like, Perez was like, what was it about? Like pushing. And she
Yeah.
was like, just a lot. She was like, lots of drugs were involved in that. So she
That
said
was probably when she tweeted all that crazy shit.
Yeah. Or yeah. When,
it was her birthday night, because Jason was supposed to go to her
right,
birthday.
Yeah.
And that also comes, it's crazy, it comes full circle to the H3 video. So when she was tweeting about H3, that morning, she posted a video, and it was like her sobbing on the kitchen floor
Right,
about
yeah.
H3. And she said that she made that video after her birthday party, not sleeping and being on drugs all night and being
Ooh.
drunk, getting home, seeing that, and that was like
Wow.
a result of
Yeah.
that. So she was like, I was obviously upset about that, but I was also like not all the way there.
For sure. Yeah.
And then she said that for her next music video, she wants to shave her head.
Yes.
Okay.
And
She said she barely has any real hair anyway, so
Yes.
it's
Oh
not a big
wow.
deal.
I want to see that.
and then
So
she
it's like, she said it's like this is what she did.
yeah, I'm like
like-
like an inch.
Yeah, it's like this. So
And then she apologized for hurting Nikado's feelings, but she
Okay.
doesn't apologize for
mean-
she was like, "I'm
ghosting
sorry
him.
that his feelings were hurt," which is
And
like,
Perez is like,
still.
yes, we got an apology
Right.
out of her. And she was like, I don't understand. Like, So that was a Perez video, and then the next one was Tom Ward, which he wasn't really like all that interested in, like the drama.
The real shit?
Really, yeah. He
Then
was just
I do
like,
not
I
care.
want to know more about you. But it was interesting to like kind of get more into Trisha's like history, because he
Yeah.
was kind of was like, hey, do you think you have guy problems because your dad wasn't around? And she was like,
Oh wow.
oh, I mean, maybe.
Never thought about that.
How could you? She goes to.
She's got like 19 therapists,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
None
which-
of them went.
Her,
How was your family
recent,
life?
Her recent therapist is her favorite, though. Like her
Oh,
current
wow.
therapist, she sees him 3 times a week, and she says she pays $300 for an 80-minute session 3 times a week.
Jesus, fuck.
So $1,000 a week on therapy. Which, if it's working, like
Oh, for sure.
I'm hoping for
I
the
think
best.
an extra $1,000 a week would fix most of my mental problems.
Yeah, no, me too. It would, yeah. So in this interview, less notes and less about drama, but she also mentions again that she was the result of David having
Or she-
his new Mr.
Yeah.
Deeds style vlogs. And I'm
Mr.
like,
Deeds.
what? I
The Adam
don't.
Sandler film?
Like,
Because he gives. Okay.
she talks about Andy Kaufman
Oh.
and being attracted to people being a character, because that way people hate the character and not you. Because the guy was like, wait, you like Andy Kaufman? And she was like, yeah, like I love Andy Kaufman. Like, she does have like an old, not old style taste, but like she likes these like older actors. And he was like, do you not see any like relation into your content and like his, how like he kind of has this character? And she's like, oh yeah. Like I felt like I was watching
Hey,
therapy.
also in Perez Hilton's video or interview, she said, or he said something about characters,
Yeah.
or drugs and alcohol, and how she doesn't want to end up like Anna Nicole Smith, right? He says, and she was
Oh.
like, well,
Yeah.
and then he was like, wait, what? She's dead, and she was like, well, if I like die young, that's like part of my like character.
She
thing.
said that again in
What?
this interview. Yeah, she said the same thing of like,
Yeah.
because
He's like Chris Farley wanted to be like John Belushi.
Yes,
Wow.
in this interview, the guy was like, yeah, isn't that kind of weird how like people are like attracted to these like people who die young? And he was like, Anna Nicole Smith, Kurt Cobain, like just naming off all these people. And she was like, yeah, like Elvis Presley wouldn't be famous if he wouldn't have died. And I'm like,
I don't know about that. And I don't know how famous Anna Nicole Smith is anymore. Like, how many.
Right.
true.
Like, Trisha
I
likes
haven't
her.
heard of her in a long time, up until fucking Trisha brought her
Yeah,
up.
right.
Yeah, so they talked about Andy Kaufman. She says,
That's so weird. That does not seem like her taste in
oh,
comedy.
no. And then like they talked about like the Quentin Tarantino stuff about
Yeah,
how apparently she moved to LA to meet him. Like that was her goal when she moved to LA.
Maybe she's very fucked up, and
Or
it's
maybe
like
she's,
not
like-
a joke.
Maybe she's like super cool, and this is all
Well,
a character.
I'm not okay. Like no joke.
Jason's a hired
I would
actor.
actually like for you to watch the Tom Ward interview.
Yeah, no, for
just
sure.
because like you,
Yeah,
like she
want to.
starts talking about all these like old time actors, and the guy's like, you are like a cool 40-year-old dude. Like your taste is like of that. Like I
Right.
did not expect this coming from you. And she was talking about how her mom took her to see Pulp Fiction when she was 5, and that she was like,
It's probably too young.
oh yeah, no, it definitely is, because he was like 5 years old. Like people were doing heroin in that movie, and she's like, yeah, I know. And like, I don't know.
Right.
So, she said that if she met someone and fell in love, she would delete her channel as soon as possible if that's what
Wait.
they wanted.
Oh.
She said she
okay.
would have deleted her channel and her Patreon for Jason.
Yes, because Perez asked her like, what makes you happy, and she said being in love.
And if she had 3 wishes, she would want to fall in love, get married, and have kids.
Yep.
Were her 3 wishes.
Yeah, and he was like, nothing about your career, and she's like, no.
I don't even like money. I hate money.
Well,
I don't
she
even
should-
care about money.
Wait. Her 3 wishes are fall in love, get married, have kids?
Yes.
You should just wish to fall in love, and probably the other 2 would happen, and then you have 2 more wishes.
Yeah.
That's a misuse of wishes.
Oh, absolutely.
Or tie it all together. Be like, I wish I could have children with my husband I'm in love with.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, she said she would delete her channel. The guy asked her, because they were talking about all these actors, and he was like, "Who is your perfect dream date?" And she was like, "Jason Nash."
Ooh.
And I was like, "This is." I
God.
literally did I was watching this alone in my room, and I literally was like, "Ooh," like
Also,
audible. Ooh.
If she's dating someone who wants her to delete her channel, I'm probably not a very good.
Well, that's what the Tom
Like,
guy was saying. He
that's
was
her
like,
job.
"Yeah." Tom was like, "Why can't you have both? Like, you don't want to be with someone who's going to like want you to do those things." She's like, "I don't care. Like, my number one priority is love, and it's about priorities."
Well, and also, like, that's not true. Like, it's an
Right.
easy thing to say, but then, like, when you're with Jason,
You're telling him what to like. She's telling him what to do, and he's taking pictures of her Patreon. Like,
Well, and it, like, becomes, the priority becomes, I don't want you to make that kind of video with David. Or, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I guess.
no, I agree
I'm
with what
kind
you're
of-
saying. Like, it's easy to say now, but when her and
Right.
Jason were together, she had to like, nitpick at what he was posting, and she continued her Patreon even though he had kids and the ex-wife was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Then why didn't she stop then? Like, I don't know. And then the last little tidbit from that interview was that she dated Anthony Michael Hall when she was 19 and he was in his 40s.
Who's that?
The kid from 16 Candles.
Oh,
The kid with
okay.
braces.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that, but it got brought up again.
Huh.
So that's paid his video.
Wow.
What a gal.
What a
Gosh,
gal.
so much happening. And I mean, more is going to unfold. And
yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be things that we forgot.
Yeah, what's
For
going on with
last week.
Tana and Jake? Who cares?
Okay, well, speaking of that, there's more drama to get to.
Gosh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
Holy
I have
cow.
two more things
please.
that are like quicker than what we
Yeah.
just discussed. Do you guys know Jeff from the Vlog Squad?
No.
No.
He's new. He's actually a barber, and like his
Whoa.
thing, yeah,
Like
He's a
me.
barber.
yeah.
Cool.
And so like his thing,
He's your favorite vlog squad.
I love him.
yeah, he's hot.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. And
Describe him.
Yeah, let's see him. But just tell us what he looks like.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I
see
mean,
him
his
with-
name on Instagram is just Jeff, so he's easy
That's
to find.
fucking cool.
Yeah,
He's got that.
JEFF.
The
Holy
username.
shit. That
Yes.
makes me even more attracted
That's
to
hot.
him.
That
Yeah.
is hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
His name is Jeff. So he's a barber, and on his channel, like his kind of take on things is he like gives YouTubers haircuts as he interviews them
Right.
or like shaves them or whatever.
Smart.
Oh my god. So I
Is he
think he
hot?
is hot. But
Yeah.
this picture, he looks like fuck, what's his name?
me see, let me see.
Rapper Hobo Johnson.
Oh, no.
Which is I don't think he's hot.
No.
Is it? Is that?
He is very hot, but look at that smile. Doesn't that look like Hobo
Oh, I
Johnson?
see what you're saying. That's weird
Yeah.
to hear you call someone hot. I feel like you don't usually say hot. I don't know what you say, but no, I'm just. It's not like a bad.
Matt's jealous, and
No,
so
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I feel like that's not the word you use
I would
most
probably
often.
usually say cute.
no, he's hot though.
We were using the word hot, so you're using.
Exactly.
I get it. I just think it's interesting.
He
to hear
looks
you
a
say
little bit like Zach Morris as well.
Okay,
it. Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Yes.
Okay,
he's super hot.
Zach Moore is a character.
Yeah,
I don't like this picture, and I think he's trying to look hot in this picture.
probably.
Oh yeah, Hobo Johnson. Is that really the name? That sounds wrong, but I think that's
It's his
right.
rapper name.
That's his name, right?
Or is it the? No, I just. It's like I guess I haven't heard of them in a long time. Does anyone give a shit about them anymore?
Wait, are we thinking
Who?
about
What?
different Hobo Johnson?
Who am I thinking of?
The rapper.
Hobo Johnson's like a kid rapper, not a kid, but
Kid
like
rapper, yeah.
younger rapper, SoundCloud
who
guy.
am I thinking of? What's the guy that's like, hi, it's me.
That's
Hobo
Hobo
Johnson.
Johnson.
I'm pathetic.
Yes, that's exactly who I'm
Is that
talking
his
about.
name or is that like the group's name?
No, I
truly-
think that's his rapper name. I don't think
I
his
think
name
he
is
just
Hobo.
has like a little band behind him,
Right.
and he's
Yeah.
Hobo
Let
Johnson.
me ask you this too: is he a rapper or is he a spoken word poet?
Both.
Ugh.
He's incredible.
He's a pioneer.
I'm sorry.
See, he's cute.
I
No,
totally.
he's hot.
I-
He's very attractive. Very attractive.
Sure. I'm not saying he's not attractive. I'm saying it's weird to hear you say hot because you don't say that often
Right, because I'm
around me.
not usually talking about attractive men around you, because, you know.
Oh,
Why would
I'll
I?
lose
She
my
only
shit.
has eyes for you.
He's gonna knock their teeth out if
I'll
I
go
do.
Yeah.
insane.
Kick their butt in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he posts a video. Well, he's recording a video with a Viner, Cody Ko.
I
don't
know
if-
Cody Ko.
Okay, so he's
Don't care for him.
Right. He Jeff had him on his show or his little channel, and the only perspective you get this from is from Jake Paul's channel. So Jake Paul posted a
Gross.
video today, and he said that Jeff reached out to him and said, "Hey, I know you and Cody Ko have beef. Come squash it on my channel." So Jake goes in and like makes this whole video, like the whole intro, talking about how Cody Ko is cyberbullying him and his brother,
Okay.
and how he's gonna go and confront him. And he was like, "And I'm doing it because Jeff asked me to, because he also doesn't believe in cyberbullying." Which in my head, I'm like, I don't think
Right. It's
That's
more
what he
just
would
like, I
wanna
want to
do.
get them views. Let's talk about
Exactly.
it.
And also, like, I feel like a lot of YouTuber beef is easily squashed in person, because like you like meet the person and
go
you're like,
oh, I'm, man, views. Sorry,
I'm just
dude.
trying. Yeah. And so that's what I'm thinking Jeff thought it would go
Right.
down. So Jake has his like, film like video
Right.
guy. And he walks into this shoot, and Cody immediately is like, and like puts his hand out to shake Jake's hand. And Jake is just like, has his hands by his chest, like
Oh,
not.
cool.
And Cody like immediately is like, okay, like I don't understand. And Jake immediately is like, dude, like I just don't understand your content. You're cyberbullying people. There's people that you're hurting their feelings and like getting into it. And Cody's just like,
Jake is such a good guy.
Yeah, Jake wouldn't do that.
you just like
Such a
Cody's just
sweetie.
immediately like gets up and like walks to the other side of the room and just like, I don't know what's going on. And Jeff is like very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, I don't know. And there's like one point where Jeff is like, hey, like let's redo that. Like
Uh-huh.
like go back and come back and be nicer is what he said. And he was like, no, like I'm here to just like talk about this and like
Okay.
yeah, so it was just a very uncomfortable, tense situation, and Jason was there in the back.
Nash?
And Jason Nash and Toddy,
What?
another vlog squad
Where was
guy.
this?
Wait.
Not Tati.
Oh,
Toddy.
Okay.
Toddy. Toddy. The
Okay.
real
Okay.
Toddy.
Right.
And they were also like trying to diffuse.
I was so confused.
They were trying to diffuse the situation too, of like,
wow.
hey guys, like, I don't know, just trying to talk it out.
Right.
But it was just very uncomfortable. And Jake posted it saying that it was cyberbullying.
Cool.
And then there was like towards the end, Jake was like, no, like, listen, like I respect your content and like some of it's actually really funny, but like,
when
and
you're cyberbullying other people, not me.
right. And then Cody's just like, we're just in different lanes, like we just make different content kind of a thing.
Right.
Very uncomfortable. Jeff never posted the video. Maybe he will later, but
Yeah.
it was Jake who posted it first. I'm sure
Gosh.
Cody's gonna make some video
Sure.
about it.
Cody,
but
so do you know Drew Gooden and Danny Gonzalez? And they're like Viners that make like pretty lighthearted. They're funny. They're nice. They seem like nice young men.
right.
Cody gets lumped in with them sometimes, but I feel like because he was a Vine guy, right?
Cody?
Yeah.
Yes. Cody Ko?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm listening if that's gunshots. I don't think it is though.
I don't think so
cool.
either.
Anyway, Cody's very kind of bro-ish. I don't know. He's
Yeah.
got a series called That's Cringe.
Ugh.
That's like, oh, come on, man. That's
Which I'm sure Jake Paul has been featured on a bunch. So
right. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't find him very funny, I guess.
yeah. So it was a funny situation.
I think saying that's cringe is embarrassing.
Cringe.
I won't even
Yeah.
say it. I think it's
It's cringe. It's
Yeah.
cringe.
Yeah, it was just a very interesting situation, and it was like Jake trying to be this hero, but
yeah,
like
I like that though. I like the whole
both-
like I would certainly I feel like I would side with Cody Ko in a
yeah, no, absolutely,
situation
yeah.
like that,
And I just
definitely.
felt bad for Jeff too, because like Jake was really like, dude, he's on my side,
Oh
and
yeah.
like clearly in the video, Jeff's like, can we redo that? Because like that
Right.
was, and then it
That's
just like
great.
got
and
bad.
Jake posted. Now, do you think Jake knows what he's doing, or do you think Jake didn't ever get that read on Barber Boy. Like, he thought the whole time, like, yeah, man. Like, even watching it back.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the full video. I kind of just fast forwarded to
Yeah.
like the weird interaction. I know he talked about it later, and like whenever I ended the video, he was saying like, "Oh, I just watched it back," but I was just like, "Listen, I have another Trisha video to get through before tonight."
Uh-huh.
So
100%, yes.
so maybe if I watch the full thing, maybe he'll talk about it, but I don't know.
It seems unlikely that Jake Paul would go, you know, I really misread the situation,
Post vlog.
but it would be nice to see that from him. I'm all willing to see Jake Paul grow and
Yeah.
become a better person.
Yeah. And then one last thing
Oh,
on
shit.
our list.
Oh,
So
boy.
this
Shit.
happened just a couple hours before I
Oh
came
my
over
gosh.
here.
What?
But Tana is going to VidCon.
But
What's VidCon?
well,
Oh,
it's
wait,
not
she's the
TanaCon.
one-
It's not
She did the
TanaCon.
thing. She did the thing across the street.
Yes.
She hates VidCon. VidCon's bullshit. F VidCon, she
They
says.
let her do it? They're letting her. How?
So this is another video I had to like fast forward through.
This is insane.
But so she posts a video saying I'm attending VidCon, and
Did she start it by going, so...
she said she tried to film this video 100 times.
Holy cow.
That's like, you know,
a lot of
every
film.
every YouTuber says that. She said that she is just started filming for the reality TV show.
Oh,
So
interesting.
that's good to know,
Okay,
like
yes,
the timeline.
right.
It's just now starting. And that VidCon,
Wow, that's weird to me. That they would announce the thing before they even started filming. I would think that...
yeah. So I think the reason
It
why
would've
they're
been
doing that is
filmed.
for her to promo the show.
Okay.
Because she's already like been vlogging, like,
Right.
hey, MTV's here. So in their eyes, I think they're like free promo.
Right, okay.
So, and Jake Paul was there when she was filming, so that's a thing.
Okay.
Gross.
They're going to break
so-
up on this show.
I hope so.
That's going to be a big part of it.
That would be cute. So she posts this video. She said that I believe MTV is the one who like got this discussion to even happen because
Right.
VidCon is owned by Viacom, who owns MTV.
Okay.
And VidCon was like reached out to her and was like, we'd like to sit down and talk with you and like kind of squash the beef and also extend an invitation for you to be a featured creator for this year's VidCon.
But she hates VidCon.
And so she was like, this is my year of growth.
Why did she hate
And-
VidCon in the first place?
Because they didn't make her a
invite her?
featured artist.
Oh.
And they and like apparently only featured artists get like security and like panels and stuff like that. And so her issue with VidCon was that they were using her name and face for promotion
Oh, is that-
for VidCon,
Oh, okay.
but they weren't making her a featured creator. So everyone
oh, that
knew
is bullshit.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so they
bullshit.
knew that Tana was going to be there, but they didn't like provide her with any security. She was getting mobbed, and then
What
she
the
got
fuck?
and then she got kicked out of VidCon for causing a mob. But she was like, "But you're not providing me with security for it."
So that was the year or before TanaCon.
Yes,
So they actually used her in promo?
yes.
Oh, well, that's definitely
That is
okay.
total
I did
bullshit,
not. I
yeah.
never knew that.
Yeah.
That
didn't
totally
either.
changes. I thought she was just being because they didn't
A
like
little
invite
bitch.
her,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
which I'm sure is how a lot of people like reported on it. You know, because that's how that
Yeah, no, I'm
happens.
sure.
But no, I'm totally I'm going to TanaCon this
yeah.
year.
No. I mean, if you're going to use my face to sell tickets, but
Right.
I'm not a featured artist or whatever.
Couldn't she
um,
have just like sued them instead
Maybe
I don't know. I wonder
instead
how
of
that
ruining
works.
everyone's life at
Yeah.
TanaCon?
I mean, maybe there's a thing like if you're there, they can use the footage however they want or something
Right.
like that.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, so she said that she had a discussion with them and they like hashed it out, and now she's going to be at VidCon, and she was like I don't want to be like bitter towards people anymore and like stuff like that. And so yeah, but with all this happening, Jake wants to make a JanaCon. Like they're talking
Oh
about
my
doing that.
God.
So
Wow.
look out for that. JanaCon. And also look out for tickets to Trisha's tour that she's announcing next
Yes,
week.
yes,
14
yes.
cities.
Yes.
Man, that's I don't know if
She
that's
said tickets start at
I wonder
$35.
if St.
Oh,
Louis
gosh.
would be one.
And so whatever meet and greet is, I'm more than willing.
14 makes me feel like St. Louis is definitely
Not
not,
on the
on the list. But I don't know. I mean, that feels like maybe Chicago, Nashville, something, Kansas City, down
I'd
at-
like to go to Chicago.
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
same.
I was there like.
I feel like I've been to
ago.
Nashville like 19 times.
Right. Was
I've
I in
only-
Chicago
I've
last
only-
week?
Oh, well, look
Yeah,
at you.
look
I guess
at
I was.
you.
I didn't get to
Huh.
see
I
anything.
guess we don't need to go to
Hmm.
Chicago
I
then,
guess-
huh?
Yeah, I guess
Dang.
not. Cross Chicago off.
No.
Yeah, I guess we'll go to like
No.
Kansas City or some stupid shit like that.
Well, I'll tell you, I've only been to Nashville once, and that was with you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's our con gonna be called? Alada Tortney?
Though Lena really throws it off.
Right.
So what's your guys' ship name?
Malortney.
What's your guys' ship name?
Mortney.
Mortney? Okay. Or Matney?
No, I like Mortney.
Mortney.
Well, I only need one letter in there.
Okay. All right. Well, and who's to say it's not an A, and just the AU makes that sound.
Oh, that's
And like your T's in there too, kind of.
right.
Right, yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Ship name.
Has this been the longest episode?
For sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, what a week.
We had so much content. And like, no joke, that Saturday that we recorded, we were like, we're doing this early and we bet something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, and it did.
Well, and I feel like this episode, it's not. We've barely commented. It's just kind of like listing it off because we got to get caught up.
Yeah.
Maybe things will slow down a little bit and we can really digest and the
Process.
next step, really get into it, really hash it out.
Yeah.
You
But I'm
know?
sure there's going to be a lot more Trisha stuff.
Oh,
like,
for
this
sure.
is just the beginning.
I think this week we should all pick Team Toddy, Team James, Team Jeffrey,
Yes.
and then next week we'll talk about whose team we're on.
Okay. And we have to defend
Right.
that
right,
person.
Right. Yeah.
And so then what do we
Um,
do with Trisha? Is it Team Trisha?
Well, we're always
Team. Oh, yeah. I
mean, that's
how
stupid.
dare
Why
I?
would we
yeah.
even-
No, I mean, I was
Look,
kidding.
Nick Ocado. Sorry, dude. I think you're right, but
But we love.
what am I gonna do?
We stan a queen, so.
Right.
And she's always right.
Oh, and then you need to pick Team Pro Jared, Team Holly, Team Heidi.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to be a little disturbed if you are Team Pro Jared. So,
Oh, okay.
Heads up.
Well, I guess I'll change
Guess
my
we
team.
gotta change our team.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Did we do it?
I think we did it.
Well, thanks everybody for listening. And until next time,
See you next Tuesday.
in the comments below.
I'm supposed to say next week, right? I say till next week. Do I say till next week or till next time?
You said time, I think?
I did. I said time, but what do
Okay.
I normally
Does
say?
it matter?
Does life matter?
No.
Does anything matter? No.
Not at all.
Sorry.
Yeah, Matt.
Hey, until next week.
See you
in the
next
comments
Tuesday.
below.